All right, yins guys, even though the caption on this is kind of smug because I'm kind of proud of myself, here's a commenter that I really want to applaud that I could have commented back to him a little bit nicer of a comment, put it that way, but I got to applaud them because it gave me a reminder of something that I did want to do video on, it kind of like a reaction video. And it's such good information that other people that I know that do reaction videos, it would be up their alley if they do things on other topics other than what they do reaction videos about. But there's people that are into some of the things similar that it would be up their alley if I couldn't get them to do a reaction video. Reminds me that I wanted to use a little bit of video footage and eventually get around to doing a kind of an informative reaction video that would educate people a little bit. Like as far as the juggling thing, yeah. Yes, there are the wooden ones that I have seen that people would do for instead of when you do boxing training, like the speed bag, but there's the wooden clubs, you hold them in your hands, you spin them around and your hands are moving the same way you're shadow boxing. You do it along with maybe a little regimen of shadow boxing. Yeah, there's the wooden ones, and I have seen the wooden juggling clubs. I seen people juggle. Matter of fact, one time somebody wanted to showcase their art to try to promote it or whatever at a Walmart when I was doing a little bit of charity duty for the holidays. Like I did a Salvation Army, served for a little bit, and I was over there. They were on that other end. It was interesting. But yeah, you've seen it on TV, the juggling of the clubs, everything from circuses. But even when I was a kid or even a teenager, I seen people on TV juggling hatchets, which I wouldn't advise anybody to do. But all right, here's on with the main subject that I was going to tell you about here, which if you want to look this up, anybody interesting to look this up, there's a culture like it's a Persian martial art. Matter of fact, the wrestler, the Iron Sheik, uses the larger wooden clubs, a little bit wider and larger. It's very big. It's a gold medal athletic event in Iran, but a lot of these Arab countries, like I said, the Iron Sheik, the wrestler, the Iron Sheik, back in the day, he had him and trained with him. It's a Persian martial art called the Zurkhaneh. And what I wanted to say, he reminded me in his comment, if you were to look at the video footage on this culture, because a lot of us are into medieval mysticism, and even if it's not historically inaccurate, correct, if any of you do your fantasy medieval stuff, or for maybe if you're into these fantasy movies and do dress up and LARPing, this could mean something to you. An interesting art where, yes, they're doing a little run back and forth dance, almost like when you train for football. But yes, they have the heavy ones, and they throw them into the air, spin them, and catch them, and even throw them to each other. If you and me were to try that, it would probably, you get a hell of a thump in the head and probably break your head open or whatever the hell. But anyway, yeah, they have large, wide wooden ones. But, your metal ones, you got some weight to it. No, my biggest ones are like 25 pounds, but you can buy them in 50 pounds. But anyway, yeah, I imagine there's people that can do like a flip them and juggle them if they're good at it, but I wouldn't recommend the average Joe doing it. But yes, people do it. And an ancient tradition with the big heavy wooden ones, like very fascinating. But they play drums. They do it to the rhythm of playing drums. And they have a guy in a booth with drums and a bell they ring. It sounds like the boxing bell to change their exercise, if you will. And they do push-ups on a special board and all that. But it was meant back then to train for sword fighting, for going out in the field, like whether you fight with swords, and some of them had maces. That was what it was designed for. Back in the day, sword and shield training, and they had special underground rooms for a lot of reasons. I don't want to make a too long of a video about the history, but yeah, they had it. Showed pictures of like these doors, and it's like built underground, and it's like an underground secret gym that they speculated for anybody who have temporarily conquered their area, and any buddy who occupied their land that had a ban on martial arts, once they took over for a while. There was a speculation, and I don't want to go into that too much, but it's a very like interesting history what that actually came from. But and then one more thing that I wanted to say on this too, which there was a video clip that was stolen. It belonged to CNN that gets scrubbed from the internet, but yet every once in a while somebody would sneak and repost. But there was other people that gave the information that did articles on it. But they had a quote on there. They have exercises where they do a lot of spinning along with dancing back and forth, jumping back and forth for their cardio. In countries like Iran, dancing was forbidden and illegal because it was considered unmanly. But you were allowed to do this because it was meant to build strength and agility and stuff like that. They didn't call it dancing, and don't ever dare call it dancing. They'd be able to spin around like really fast and even do a jump and turn while they're spinning. And they get down and do push-ups and wide-legged push-ups. Yet it don't seem like they required you to do splits or anything, but yeah, they'd do push-ups with their legs way far apart, almost like you want to do a split. And different levels of push-ups, like moving around and doing it, putting their legs together apart again, different types of push-ups, because it was meant for sword and shield training. And yes, they did throw them in the air and juggle them, which they got very good at that. And if you and me do it, we'd get hit in the face. But it's I wanted to do like a video and show some clips. It's a project on the shelf. But it's a lot of it's very fascinating. I mean, you might want to look it up.